The past 48 hours between Marc-Andre Ter Stegen and Barcelona have been a little like a short, tense film, full of quick cuts and sudden shifts in tone. It all started with a single, ordinary piece of paperwork, an authorization that would allow the club to receive the goalkeeper's medical report. When Ter Stegen refused to sign that document, that small refusal suddenly became a public matter larger than the form itself. The club reacted by removing him from the captaincy, a dramatic symbolic step that felt louder than a fine or a short public statement. Training ground whispers turned into social media buzz, and the atmosphere inside the squad, you could imagine, grew tight and uncertain. The image of a captain having to give up his armband over a signature is the sort of scene that makes fans lean forward and pundits sharpen their pens. Fans in the stands and staff in the corridors felt it, phones lighting up, quiet debates in bars, and a low thrum of worry that made the whole episode feel immediate and up close. What would happen next? The plot moved fast after that. Almost immediately, Ter Stegen released a statement confirming he was willing to work with Barcelona to settle the matter, a clear sign he wanted to reopen dialogue rather than deepen the disagreement. The club responded formally, and soon the narrative had turned towards repair rather than rupture. In an official release, Barcelona confirmed the change and the paperwork. The club announces that the player Marc-Andre Ter Stegen has signed the authorization necessary for the club to send La Liga the medical report relating to his surgery. The statement read. It went on to add, "The disciplinary case has been closed and the player is captain of the first team once again with immediate effect." The statement added, "Those lines are short and factual, but they carry the heft of an agreement reached and a conflict paused." A signature had closed a file, but did it truly settle the feelings and practical problems that led to the rift? The announcement echoed across fans' timelines and in the corridors of the club, offering a momentary relief, but also prompting people to ask whether the public nature of the row would leave lasting marks on trust between player and management. Did a paper and a press release patch everything up, or simply postpone a tougher conversation? The practical consequences of that small act were immediate. By signing the authorization, Ter Stegen allowed Barcelona to send his medical report to La Liga, which matters for registration rules, salary caps, and the fine print of how clubs balance books. In modern football, paperwork and permissions are not trivial. They shape what a club can do before a window closes. This particular signature could give Barcelona more room on paper to factor his wages into official calculations, a maneuver that can be crucial when trying to register new players. Insiders and fans alike began to connect the dots quickly. Freeing up that figure may help the club complete deals, and names such as Joan Garcia were mentioned as immediate beneficiaries. Even bigger targets were evoked in conversation, with Marcus Rashford's name appearing in speculative talk about how a club might deploy its financial levers. It underlines a blunt truth. Sometimes a single authorization has the same force as a small transfer fee, and a pragmatic handshake can unlock other parts of the puzzle. The moment had a domino quality. One pen stroke could set off a chain that affected transfers, the dressing room balance, and even the narratives fans tell themselves about loyalty and logic. So if a signature can ease the club's path to new signings, where does that leave the keeper who signed it? Short-term reconciliation aside, the longer view is far less tidy. Despite the public patch-up and the return of the armband, Ter Stegen's place in Barcelona's pecking order looks precarious. Reports suggest he has slipped behind Joan Garcia and Wojciech Chidi in consideration for starting spots, and that reality cuts at the heart of the reunion. Restoring the captaincy now can feel like an uneasy formality if the manager's selection plans no longer put him at the front of the queue. Fans who once saw the German as a steadying presence might wonder whether the gesture masks a deeper plan to move on from a player whose salary and role no longer align with the club's ambitions. Add to that the persistent whispers he could depart this summer, and the reinstatement starts to look less like closure and more like a brief ceasefire. The club has closed a file, but the bigger story about playing time, loyalty, and a player's place in a changing squad is far from finished, and everyone watching wants to know what will happen next. The ending remains uncertain for many.